So the role of each of us is, in a sense, of a curator. That's a wonderful word that I was introduced to, that a teacher is rather a curator at a school,
Yes.
a private school in Moscow. Teachers do not have the title of instructor. They are called curators. And they're in.
That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting? It changes.
Well, I like curators because I meet them all the time at museums.
Oh, of course.
And they have an incredible depth of knowledge in a very specific silo, and it's how to bridge that to other things. I mean, I was just speaking with Connie Curran, and she's a curator of a very specific type of art, and it's quite remarkable.
And so I guess what the conclusion of this discussion is that how we present the material is just as important, may influence how people actually read whatever we've collected as a curation.
Well, I completely agree. And on your booklet, I much enjoyed the fact that Norman Perryman, out of all the people and artists in the world that you picked, he started it off because, he's totally aware of all of this here, and I think that's very good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, thank you very much for your time, John. If you have additional thoughts on this, that 38-page document, could you just reference the name again for the video?
Reading the Map of Knowledge.
That's it, Reading the Map of Knowledge. Good. I've got the concept in my head, but I don't have the actual document.
I can resend it to you.
I
know I have it in my
and this raises a small comment about copyleft, copyright, and piracy. Benevolent piracy. If I find a book that a kid's going to need, I'm going to withhold it because, he's got to pay for it. I wouldn't want to share anything with a kid because if I shared it, I would be committing copyright fraud because I had transferred.
Well, it only becomes fraud if you make a financial gain out of it.
Apparently, textbook writers have another view of. I guess it is a financial gain because now I don't have to go buy a textbook, for the class.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but I thought it had to be. This whole thing, this copyright and copyleft. I've been. You and I have had this discussion for a long time. But I think it's a crime to withhold information. And I don't watch movies and videos and things like that. And when a painting gets given to a museum, and then you're not, which is a not-for-profit institution, which
Right.
is meant to be owned by the public,
Right.
and then you're not allowed to take a picture of it or anything like that. Well, I'm saying, wait a minute, what is going on here?
Right. The donor got a tax deduction because he had given up
It
his
was given
rights
to the
it.
public, exactly.
Right. And suddenly the public can just as before, the public can't see it because they can't
Exactly.
unless they pay
Except
for
when
it.
they go visit.
Right.
So these are those esoteric issues.
Right. And so I understand that some creative museums are charging for any time the Mona Lisa appears in a book. You're supposed to pay a fee for that. I understand.
Oh, is that right? I'm not surprised with that. One needs to get permission all the time, and there is one aspect that has value in terms of they're trying to keep some sort of quality control. On the other hand, the purpose of all of this is communication, and the artist's original purpose was also more than likely communication. He was trying to convey very specific thoughts.
So I don't want to attract attention to myself as a benevolent pirate, but I feel anytime I don't use a picture of the Mona Lisa, I'm losing an opportunity to perhaps grab someone's attention. Because you put that on a page, somebody will look at that page. If you put an iconic image, people want to know, why is the Mona Lisa on that page? And I'm not saying all people. I'm saying that for some people, that causes them to turn to that page.
Yeah, but again, there are all those exceptions that permit you to use public, documents for educational purposes. I mean, there's a broad exception for educational purposes.
Except in textbooks, which are assumed to be sold. And so they have to get permission, and
yeah, you
often
may be more up to date than I am.
And often there is, but this is the problem. That's why I make all of my stuff free. I just try to say, look, we're just the only people that are benefiting from this is the printer, because I'm getting 1 penny. I priced the book at 1 penny over what they require, so that they get their percentage, and so I'm getting $1 every 100 books, but then that dollar just goes and pays for another book to be given away. So I have no benefit yet.
Yeah. Now, what did you? Let's just. I want to finish this loop. What do you want me to do with the books that you sent me?
As a charter member of the only founding member is Noel, because he started it, right? So you're a charter member of the JC Society. Each of us has the responsibility, assumed by me, I guess, that you will proselytize. And that effort is made easier by having books around. And those who have a lot of Eglon people walking through their doors, it's nice to have a little stack right there, so they can, as they're walking out the door, they walk out with it, right?